How is everybody? It's been a few days. The last video I did was, if I can remember, was on genetic code. And I want to go over this one more time on genetic code. 9 happens to be birth. Okay. I don't even know where to start to explain this because I've created understandings for words. I'm going to start back at the beginning like I do in some of my videos, is where I take the basic alphabet and I use numbers. Number is the number grid that you see the tic-tac-toe board, in which on your telephone you'll see the tic-tac-toe board on one side, you'll see the star system on the other side, you'll see the operator in the center. Now the question is the operator connects two sides. You see, I'm still working on it. I'm still trying to put things together in my head. Sometimes I like if somebody would come up and say, what about this? What about that? Great. We have to see it on paper and start creating all these designs. What am I getting to? This planet. This planet, how it was created, how numbers will tell us the truth, the lies, the science of creation. So when I'm going to talk about the genetic code, everything for some reason in my own personal reality, okay, connects to numbers only because the letter A is the first letter in the alphabet in numbers and Z is 26. Should I use Pythagorean, A is 1 and Z is 8. If A is 1 and Z is 8, then we would be talking now Chaldean, where the lowest number is 1 and the highest number is 8, in which 1 would be put in the center and 8 would be all the way around. Now, I'm not going to talk about the rotary phone right now, where we have 9 numbers. If we have 9 numbers, what would go into the center? Now, the center is the pie hole, in which if you were playing darts, it would be red, toro bull, counting for 50. What does that mean? Why only 50? Something would have to go in, so the dart would have to have a value. Then darts, there's 20 that go around, and there's doubles and triples. Now we would have to link to Scrabble. Okay, and all these things, this is what I do. I put all these things together and I make pieces from parts, and I build different scenarios with letters and words, and I believe that every single word, it's crazy to think of this, because of the vibration of who we are. We go on vibration. If I start to hum and you like my hum, or if I start to screech my brakes or make a big bound, make big sounds, you will jump out of your seat. You will go get scared. You hear someone crying, somebody get hurt, and all these things mean something to you. Now, if you were a child that never left your room and never saw anything and listened to these sounds, how would you react to all these sounds? So this is what I do. And there's Chaldean, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the letter S is not the 19th letter. It's a value of 1. And it goes along with A and I. A, I, Q, I think Y and S. I don't remember what they are, but right now I'm going to do, anyways. Deoxyribonucleic. Now I break it all down to 5, 4, 1 times 4, 1 plus 4. Now, when you take a dice cube out, okay, this 1 is in the center. It is in the center, okay, of number 5, in which is the reverse of 2. This is the way one area of 2, crisscrossing, black area on your telephone 4 and 6, or this way, north-south, 2 and 8. So it's this way or this way. Now, if you were going to the bathroom and you see a line this way, you would say, well, do not enter on the street. The door is locked. Do not enter. Usually it's red. When it's green, it says go. Nobody's there. All these things. So now we go in pool. And in pool, the 6 ball, gringo, and The 14 ball, everything is separated by 7 in between, gateway, connecting 8, the heaven. 6 and 14, 1 and 4 equals 5, 5 and 6, 11. 5 times 6. The thing about plus and times, this is natural. This is not. Look what happens to me. You can see my head. Look what happens to me when I move my arms. Now that's what I do. So now I'm going to bring up D. In French means of the. Okay. It's also the beginning of the word two in French. 5 times 4 is 20. 20 and 9 is your birth. 29. Ox. O and X. O and X, this is where O, okay, or let's use the diamond instead of the O if you want, which that will create 2, 4, 6, 8. The O, okay, the expansion, see the corners cutting in? It'll cut in to the X on each corner, and it'll be 1, 3, 7, and 9. Unless we bring in a new numerological equation, which is called low shoe. In low shoe, the numbers all move. Where was once 1, 3, 7, and 9 is now 2, 4, 6, and 8. 2, 4, 6, and 8 take the corners, and 1, 3, 7, and 9 take the position of 2, 4, 6, and 8, in which 2 is now replaced with 9, in where 8 is now replaced with 1. So now we have 9 and 1, where 2 and 8 is 28, 19 equals to 47. And that's a numeric calculation that works through the star system of the moon. And the reason for that is because of what numbers do. Moon, M-O-O-N, 14, 15, 13, 15, 15, 14, position of the letters, in which is now moved over to totals 57. 5 times 7 equals 35. 5 plus 7 equals to 12. 12 and 35 equals to 47. Minus equals to 23. 2 times 3, 2 plus 3 equals to 5 and 6. So all these things keep connecting. And you're going to say, well, where are you going with this? I'm going to have to speak for over an hour and continuously connect until you understand that it's the building of equations of which are creation. Because that's what the numbers in alphanumeric does. And I can go into Reboot, and I can go to SpongeBob, and I can go to Dragon Ball Z, I can go to Monopoly, I can go to Cards and Craps, I can go to songs and words, and it doesn't matter what it is or how old it is. If it's a word that can be spelt with a letter that you've heard or haven't heard, but you hear the sound or see the color, it is something that is known, somebody knows it, and science can tell you all about it. And since science can tell you all about it, I will take their words, put it to numbers in basic layman terms so we can basically understand it. The word moon, the reverse of moon, the reverse of all letters is 27. Why? Because the first and the last, when you put them together, 26 and 1 is 27. So they're all 27. So now, how many times will we do this? We will do 13 times 27, and that'll equal to 351. And the total alphabet equals to 351. 51 being Mars, 35 being electric company, and in games, 35 is special. Not only does it draw the heart, but any craps, EC. Any craps is AC. But in the game of craps in the casino, they put EC. Where do you want to bet? Bet on EC, any craps. They put any with an E. 3 and 5. And if you want to draw it out, we can draw it out. Here's a 3. And here's a Roman numeral 5, and we got a heart. We can show you where the division is. We got the 10 Commandments. Somebody holding it up. 25th letter in the alphabet. Earth. Nibiru. Holding up love. The mirror of something where they fit together is love. Love is all about being equal in one way or another. Tennis tells me that. Hockey tells me that somebody scores and two can have an assist. Somehow they don't count the rest of the team that joined together. So now when we go back to this word, we're going to make it really simple. 39 is Saturn. It also has to do with Hoover Dam because of Highway 93. I also work with maps, and I also work with psychiatry because the psychiatrist says, what's the first thing you see? What's the first thing you can imagine? What's the first thing you think? So if psychology, psychiatry, and we go to school to learn this, we get papers that say, I'm a psychiatrist. I got no experience. I only know what I was taught to do while I'm with somebody and to study the moment of the presence of the other person and to document it in a certain way of how I was taught. Now I am a practicing psychologist. I can never be perfect other than what somebody else taught me, that taught them, that they learned from somebody else. Then who am I? Why can I actually help this other person out? Because I understand the square of life. EXO. You have to understand an EXO. It uses the dog pound or the pound key where 9 numbers go. And now you're putting X, the 24th letter, 2 and 4, 6, or O, the 15th letter. 1 times 5, 1 plus 5, 6 and 5, 11, 5 times 6, 30, plus 11 equals to 41, minus 11 equals to 29. Here's your 5 by 4 equals to 29. This is the number to the passage of the foxhole in the sun. 3 times 18 and 18 and 18 will equal to 54, and 18 will equal to 72, and that 72 is 27, and it is rotation of creation. 2 times 7, 2 plus 7 equals 9 and 14, 23, minus 9 from 14 equals to a total of 5. The E-world connect. Any craps. The rib, a burr that sticks in you if you want to read it backwards, 99229. On. 14159265. 3.14159265. On. Pi. Off. OFF. Well, that's pretty easy. 666. The key, the French word saying creation of le, la, les. French, boom, 20. 5 times 4, 20. The key is connected into Venus creation of the 9 birth. The only way to get 9 is 4.5 or 5 and 4. 4.5 times 2 or 5 and 4. Twice it happens going through the sun. The last one, don't let it be icy, equaling to 93, back to O and X, into creation of any craps. 1 and 2 is that any craps. Before anything begins, you must have 1 and 2 come together to create 3. And the cube tells me that the opposite of 3 is 4. The 4th planet is either Saturn or Mars. Now, if we bring it into Lo Shu, which now switches everything around, we'll now have Earth and Uranus come together, 7 and 3. 7 times 3, 21. Back to any craps again, 2 and 1. 1 will always bring up the half-life because of diameter, right? Because of diameter, the 6 shows me 4 corners. I don't need the inside over here for the 6. But once I put the inside for the 6, I can now create what I call the bar, and the H, and the I, and with the bar, okay, you can mention bar mitzvah if you want. It happens at 13, and that'll automatically create the man inside you. 12 creates the woman inside you. 12, the letters A and B, Ava for father, creating when the woman becomes bat mitzvah. So if I hold this up like this, I have the H. If I turn it this way, I now have the I. Now if I turn it this way, I'm turning a corner. Why am I turning a corner? Because I followed a truck today. And it said if the truck turns a corner too quick, he's going to be running on a couple of wheels, and the other wheels will, hey, don't turn the corner too quick, the other wheels will lift off the ground. So all these things that I just mentioned to you are the expression of creation. Deoxyribonucleic. 14, 1 times 4, 1 plus 4, DNA. First letter, A. Fourth letter, D. 1 and 4 create 5, E. D, so I end up with A-D-E, Einstein, inside of this word. DNA, the 14th letter is N. We now have DNA. At the same time, we have de nada, which in Spanish, you have to look that up, and I have to go through that motion of what that is. But you see the way it all spreads. I spent 16 minutes here, not even getting into the video, telling you anything about your deoxyribonucleus or deoxyribonucleus, something to do with pi, how pi works. It never stops, the electricity inside of us. How about Christ? 29, CHR, chromosome, ohm, hour of man's creation, 28, 29, 57 outside of the moon. This stands for 50. DC stands for 50. 3 and 4 on the inside. What's to the left? 2. What's to the right? 5. DC is on the inside of 25. 1/4 of something, or Earth. 3 times 17 is 51 Mars. 2 times 17, 34 DC. 3 times 4 is 12. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 is 21, equaling to both ways of this numeric value, okay, equals to 19 artificial intelligence, or the birth inside the A world. And don't piss me off, because when I tell you I have to go to the bathroom and do a number 1, and the yellow comes out, and it's salty, and etc., osmosis. 28 and 29 for OM, or maybe vibration, the ohms, the electric, or 28 and 29, or 28 and 28. Well, we did the same word. It's the same word. 64, again, Mars and Saturn, or Earth, Mars and Saturn, or position of Mercury and position of Pluto, because of what Lo Shu does to these numbers. So we went over just absolutely nothing. I took you just on a wild goose chase. We didn't talk about much other than everything the numbers just told me. So I didn't have to make a story up other than what has already been created. Raphael, 7286, the constellation of Pegasus. And I'm not a painter, and I'm not an artist. I just copied the reality of what was sitting in my mind, because the numbers spoke to me through the vibration of the natural creation. Raphael, 7286, in a constellation of Pegasus. Thank you for watching this video.